言うことは一つだけ。絶対負けねえ。翼、行くぞ、ヒュウガ君。行けー。
How's it going, everybody? This is Nothing XS here with a new video player analysis. This time it's going to be Hyuga for the team and Genzo Wakabayashi SGGK, who just received a Hidden Ability Evolution. We'll be covering the players from the other players from the banner in another video. It'll be basically the Misaki, the Akai, and so on. But for now, we're going to be focusing on these two as they are basically the actual new units in the banner. This is the first time that we see a hidden ability goalkeeper. So for us, he's pretty much new. Even though it is an old goalkeeper, he is new to us now because of his hidden ability evolution. And Hyuga is a brand new blue Hyuga, which a lot of people will be like, well, why would they do that? I don't understand. Well, it's because they're going to keep releasing units in the same colors, even if it's not the Dream Fest units. Because generally not everyone can always get the Dream Fest units, but also because these units come with skills that are pretty useful, so we're going to take a quick look at them. We're going to start off, obviously, with Hyuga. Hyuga for the team, Hyuga. He is a forward. Listen, I don't really think anyone was expecting this kind of Hyuga. He's got 10,850 shot, 9,442 pass, and his passing makes him stronger when he's paired with Tsubasa by 10%, which is nice because Dreamfest Tsubasa is blue. And he's a kind of aggressive version of Hyuga. He comes with an interesting and powerful set of skills. His S shot kind of really drives home the point that he must be played alongside Tsubasa, since it's Drive Tiger Twin Shot, and it's strong enough to be worth using instead of Raiju on Dreamfest Hyuga if you did want to replace that. Also, many people are also going to want the 1-2 that this guy has for Dreamfest Hyuga, especially for those of you who got Dreamfest Hyuga when he was released, and you're kind of looking for other ways to get closer just with him. But frankly, for those of you who did not get Dreamfest Hyuga, he's actually kind of strong. He's not crazy powerful. He is comparable to all the other Hyugas so far, except maybe for Crashing Lightning, who he is a little weaker than, but he becomes a little stronger than for the first couple of shots when paired with Tsubasa because of his passive. But eventually Crashing Lightning does overpower him late game because of the way that attack at the scene of a fire works. Now the pros for this Hyuga are that he is a high 10k club shooter. He's got 9.4k pass, like we just mentioned, and he is buoyed by his ability to play along with Tsubasa. He has great skill support, he has great stamina, and a comparatively inexpensive shot, and a good 1-2 skill. Also, he's probably the best Hyuga to give Tiger Pass to if you did want to actually use him. And he also, I didn't quite put it on the text, but he does, he is the first, maybe not the first one, but he's probably the most notable forward now for junior youth that would actually be quite useful if junior youth does become an archetype. For cons, he's kind of non-existent on defense. That's not really his role, but that does make him easy to get past by defenders, so that is something to take into consideration. For his limit break, I would do shot 25, power 25, and I think I would do 25. For him, I would probably just also go past 25, technique 25. I think there is a case to be made about going 22-3 pass technique and 25 speed to make up for the fact that he's actually kind of like extraordinarily slow. But the fact that he's got more than one pass and it's not just to enable himself, I think you're probably fine just going all in on pass technique, shot, and power. Now for his stats, as you can see, shot and pass pretty high, power pretty high, technique not quite so high, but that does result in 10.8k shot, 9.4k pass. The next best thing he's at is dribble, 7.6, not too shabby, but not good. And then everything else is just kind of mediocre. For a skill build, I would take Drive Tiger Twin Shot. I would leave it there. Obviously, you can't do anything with it, you know. All Japan Dream Combo, very good skill. A 1-2 that's not too expensive and quite powerful. Keep the straight line dribble, and then just really give him Tiger Pass. I can't really think of what a good fifth skill would be, so B Jumping Tiger Volley makes a good option just to harass the goalkeeper if you get the ball as a low ball in the box. But you won't really do much scoring with it, except for unless you somehow get the ball right in Genzo's face or someone's face and you have an option. He really comes with all the skills he wants. you only need to give him a Tiger Pass, and you probably have one stashed up if you've been playing for a very long time and you haven't really given it to anyone yet, so he is a good target for it. So if you're looking for a passer that's also a decent striker up at the top, and you don't have Dreamfest Hyuga, and you're kind of trying to run some version of Hyuga up front, this is your man right here. He is a forward. His role is a striker enabler, but also he is a skill box for better versions of Hyuga. So basically, you're going to hang on to him until you get Dreamfest Hyuga, and then you're probably going to feed both skills to the Dreamfest Hyuga. It does say that he only comes out in Japanese pickup player transfers. I don't know if that's a thing that's new, where there will be Japanese player pickup transfers and he will only come out in those. But they did say exclusive or limited or something like that. So we don't know if they mean just transfer exclusive or what else. It's probably a bad translation, but we'll leave it up to you. If you have more information about that, please leave it in the comments because we're not entirely sure. Now next up we have Genzo Wakabayashi, the SGGK. And let's talk some numbers. 65,932. That's the magic number of a fully hidden ability evolved, limit broken SGGK Genzo on the field with S99 SGGK catch. And also with its passive fully enabled at 10% to go with on top of his own hidden ability buff of 2%. So how good is that? Well, he's okay. He's basically comparable to any SS keeper when they're not in their optimal situations, right? Dreamfest Genzo is about 71,017 versus Japan. Mueller is 63,000 when he's tired. Murasaki 62,000 when he's tired. And Godzo is 68,128 without safety zone. Obviously, all of these with their preferred methods of saving. Now, he shines quite a bit more against Germans, where he goes all the way up to 77,706. And he ignores 2 special skill blocks, and that's pretty good. So, let's take a look at SGGK Genzo with every catching skill that you could possibly give him. And then compare him to Dreamfest Genzo, who is not the closest analog, but so you can see the difference is really not as much as you would think, but it's a little more limited, right? So if you use SGGK, he gets up to 65,932 against Dreamfest Genzo, 68,843 against Japan. And against Germans, it's 77.7k. Dreamfest Genzo gets to 79.1k against non-Japanese players. With jumping SGGK, SGGK Genzo jumps to 68k and 80k against Germans. And Dreamfest Genzo with jumping SGGK is 71k and 81.6k against non-Japanese players. And then finally with perfect SGGK, Red Genzo or SGGK Genzo is 70.7k, actually 70.8 really, and against Germans is 83.4k. And then Dreamfest Genzo gets up to 73.9k and 85k against non-Japanese. And frankly, that's pretty good. Like, a lot of people think that, oh, well, he's not as good as Dreamfest Genzo, or he's not as good as Godzo. Well, with the same skills as Godzo, he is better than Godzo in the box, right? So if basically the strategy is to get up close to Godzo and kill him, then this guy can at least survive all of that a little bit better. Now, his problem is that since he doesn't have like safety zone, he can't really deal with being shot at anywhere as much as Godzo can, in the way that Godzo could just deal with people shooting from far away if they want to score. And safety zone helps him use weaker skills to make up for the fact that he has to save something with a catch. So SGGK is not bad, but he is a little bit limited. He has his limitations, and I mean, against German players he's great, but you really only have to worry about Schneider and Margus. But outside of that, he's really not that bad. Like, he's pretty solid. I would say he's like an S rank goalkeeper now. He is in the same area as Salinas. He is significantly better than old Genzo now, which is kind of distressing if you think about it, but it is what it is. However, he does have the limitation where to make him good, you have to play him in a full red team. So be warned. So what's the verdict? You have a very good goalkeeper who's going to do a very good job of keeping you safe from harm from some really big, really strong forwards, particularly angry Karl-Heinz Schneiders. Otherwise, there's not a whole lot else to say about him. He's still outclassed by all the better goalkeepers. He's better than all the old Dream Collection goalkeepers, although he's not quite as good or flexible as Murasaki. Use that stamina intelligently, and you'll let him get far. Pros, decent goalkeeper with high stamina. He has 1,052, which I think is better than Genzo. He can hold the goal down in a full red team until you find something better to use. And his strong hidden abilities help him against his opponents. I know a lot of people malign his hidden abilities, but they're really not that bad. You just have to see the worth in them. And I guess I'll have to explain the worth in them so you get it. Now for cons, he only has 4 of them, only 4 hidden abilities, which is kind of rough. His team skill is not particularly interesting. Junior Youth plus 10% is not an interesting team skill yet. And to really make him viable for long-term use, you kind of have to give him Dreamfest Genzo skill or better. If you give him one of those skills, he'll actually be really viable for a very long time. But until then, he's kind of whatever. For his limit break, catch, power, technique, all 25. Don't bother with punch. Let's move on to his hidden abilities. German player killer is actually quite good. It's like an S rank, he gets 20%, and it really hurts one very important striker in the game, which is Schneider, and one pretty good striker, which is Margus. Not many people really use Margus lately, but there are quite many versions of Margus who are actually somewhat dangerous if you do run into him. It is nice to be able to tell Neo Fire Shot to get the hell out, and he can certainly do that. My team all stats plus 2. It's not particularly incredible because it's all junior youth players plus 2%. However, there is a surprising amount of junior youth players that are being played nowadays in the game, so you would be surprised at how good that is. For example, if you're trying to run all Japan instead of full red, which not great, but it is a thing. You would have green Tsubasa, you would have the green Misaki, and players like that. However, because of his type link, that does make it not the most optimal decision. However, Hidden Ability Misaki, for example, will enjoy this ability, I do believe, because Hidden Ability Misaki is junior youth as opposed to being Asia qualifiers. I'm actually pretty sure. I think Asia qualifiers would be Boomerang Misaki. I think there's just quite a few versions of players that appreciate the junior youth buff. Obviously, for example, like Raiju Hyuga doesn't care because Raiju Hyuga is Asia qualifiers. That's where the Raiju comes out. But there are quite a few players that would enjoy that buff. So it might be much more decent later on, but right now it's just okay. I'm actually surprised it's not plus 2 to all Japanese players. I think that would have been better overall for the game in terms of balance, but you know, it is what it is. Rain Puddle Resistance. My guy is not affected by rains or puddles. Cool beans. And special skill block cancel. This is secretly good. It's just not secretly good yet because they haven't made anything overwhelming with special skill block. But there is that blue Victorino who you would basically be able to deal with. Basically, if someone tries to use a special skill block on you, like Zhao, Brian, or the Volley Victorino or something like that, you outright ignore it and you can use whatever skill you want. It stops 2 of them. So if someone has more than 1 special skill block, you stop up to 2. That's pretty amazing. It's probably going to be much better later on when a lot more things come out. But it's easy to see the worth in this passive, this hidden ability right now. Because, for example, Xiao's not going to be able to cheap you out by sneaking past a goal from a long distance because he blocked your good skill. You know, you'll be able to ignore that. For his stats, you know, everything seems pretty normal here. It winds up with 10.8 catch. Well, really more like 10.9 catch and 9.1 punch. The nice thing is that he gets a 10% bonus to this if you play him in a full red team. So it's really more like 100, you know, 11. It's more like 11.9, which is quite nice. 11.98. So, you know, it's quite nice. For a skill build, I would keep the SGK catch. It's not like you can do anything with it. And then the jumping SGK catch, if you can put it on him, would be great. I wouldn't sacrifice Old Zo unless you have, Genzo, the 2018 Genzo. I wouldn't bother sacrificing him to him unless you had a dupe for some reason and you were crazy. In which case, sure, you should experiment totally. I think that would actually be very interesting, and I would love to see how much more effective SGK Genzo is compared to Genzo, especially because he'll be able to deal with shots in the box better. However, be warned that dealing with stuff from outside the box will be a little more difficult. That said, also still give him one-handed catch, super catch A, and C super catch, because that's pretty much all the skills that you would need to really have a good variety of catches. Listen, just use the right tool at the right time for stamina expenditure and you'll go far, just as always. Anyway, I know you guys are probably interested in seeing me pull out this gacha, so let's go take a look at what we've got, especially because I would very much like the Tsubasa that is present in the gacha. Let's go check it out. All right, let's do some gacha here real quick. Let's try the singles first, because I like doing the singles. Shoutouts to the donors this month. Shoutouts to a couple of new members who also joined. Appreciate it. You guys know that I shout you out on stream. Okay. Singles, I don't expect anything from singles. But it's always nice when something does come. So we're going to check it out. You know, singles are nothing. Singles are just, I consider them one dream ball for an A skill, usually. So, could do worse. This is looking pretty bad. I don't know what's up with the game capture lately in Streamlabs. I am not a big fan. I do really need to figure out what's going on here because, as you guys can see, my mouse is very, very fine, but the actual game capture is terrible. I also have these 2 tickets and this SSR ticket, which we're going to also check out. We're going to go for that, but first we're going to do 3 steps of this, see what's good. I'm looking for Tsubasa primarily. The Hyuga is also nice. I will also take the Hyuga, but the Tsubasa I think is more mission critical for me. This is nothing. It's nothing. Yeah, okay. I thought only Japanese players are supposed to show up. I guess only SR Japanese players show up. Interesting. Unfortunately, this Nita is absolute trash. Is an absolute waste of an SR slot, so. One bird. Oh. Looking trashy. Oh, that's looking absolute caca. Yeah, you're not gonna do anything by yourself, lady. I think this is Razor Shot, which I don't need. I already have 880 of this skill, and I don't need Sano skill. So, 2 more of these. Come on, give me at least an SSR. Come on. Wow, this is awful. Go away, Roberto. I'll try again at 811 because we're basically a minute away from that. So we're gonna. I could also use the Tsubasa that's not the Tsubasa from this banner, but the Golden Dream Tsubasa would also be nice because I need that guy. So it would sure be great if I could get him. So now I'm being extra superstitious, you know. You know how it is. Gotta check these out afterwards. I'm hoping to get the green Nachareza in one of those because the green Nachareza is part of one of the pools. So alright, I think that's long enough. Let's check it out. Let's give me anything really. Give me Hyuga, I guess. Okay, chance. 4 birds. That looks good. Oh, this is awful. Absolute garbage. Get out of here. I'm not rage pulling at that. I'm done with this banner. I got Genzo. I'm not, you know, I ain't worried. I ain't scared. But let's check these out. Okay, so we're gonna start off with this one, which I have 2 of. So we're gonna go for both of them, and I don't actually know who's in this pool. I should have double checked, but this does have a 5% chance. Oh wow. Garbage. Big Garbaggio. I'm just gonna generate an SSR. Maybe I'll just shock the game awake. Let's try this one. The big Garbaggio. Y'all didn't support the channel to see nothing but Garbaggio. Come on. Come on, collab. Give me Nachireza. Or Diaz. I don't think Diaz could be in it. Oh, I'll take that. Yeah, that's pretty good. This is a good player. This is like probably the best red Japanese blocker right now. Yeah, I will take that. Sure. Help me build my All Japan and my red team. Now let's try this one. Because it'll be super depressing if for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 checks at the regular gacha pools, none of them hit. This looks okay. Finally, this should be it. Yeah, okay. I was about to say. Give me like 3. Flip some, asshole. You, like, own me a bunch already. Whatever. Be Nachireza, thanks. How about a flip? I've got you already. Could have been worse. Could be raining. Alright, and now, in this last ticket, I just want Golden Dream Tsubasa. I need Golden Dream Tsubasa because I really need Drive Pass. I haven't found Golden Dream Tsubasa ever. Just give me a Drive Pass already so I can put it on my green Tsubasa, and I can be over it. It's gonna be a Mexican guy probably. That's how it works. It's gonna be one of my countrymen. But I would like Golden Dream Tsubasa and Tsubasa. This is just like an orange Mexican, right? Like, it's just a Netherlands player. I guess it's okay that he's new. I suppose. I almost want to feed him to Kluivert for S Swift interception. I'm that level of petty. All right. Well, 3 SSRs. Only one of them being particularly immense, I would say. So thanks for coming out here, and wait for the next video, which will be the remaining players in the banner. Those remaining players will be Akai. You know, we'll just spoil them here. There will be Misaki, Akai, and Nita. Oh, and not this guy, because I've covered this guy. If you want to see more about this guy, go look at the Roberto banner, because I did cover the Roberto banner and he's in it. Alright guys, thanks for coming out here, and I hope to see you soon.